Hey guys, welcome to the Two Docs Podcast. I'm Dr. Inky.
I'm Dr. Ali here, and welcome to the podcast where two medical doctors, generally we don't talk anything medical, once in a while. We do touch on social issues, current issues, and sometimes fun topics.
Yeah. So in today's topic, I'll be talking about a little bit of medical and a little bit social as well. Right. I would say this kind of topic is a lot of people like this kind of sort of topic because it ties down what you want or what you crave for along with some medical benefits.
Oh, damn, medical benefit with something.
Yes, there's medical benefits.
Oh, interesting. Now, let's share with us what your topic is all about.
So today's topic, I'll be sharing you why traveling is actually good for your health.
Traveling is good for your health.
Traveling is good for your health.
Bad for your wallet, but good for your health.
Well, it could be good for your wallet as well. Well, sometimes when you travel, you might not spend as much. Alright, so why is travel good for your health?
Okay.
Now, what we realize is as humans get older or as we age, right, we realize that, hey, time seems to pass faster and faster. All right, it means that we tend to actually have less memories of us when we are slightly older, like in our 30s and 40s and sometimes in our 50s, compared to the time when we had when we were growing up, in our teens and all.
Yeah.
So we have like very strong memories of our teens, except we don't have much memories of our 20s and 30s and 40s, right? And a lot of times there's a lot of research done, people say that it's how we perceive time as we get older. As we got older, the time, the way we perceive stuff is very different. Hence is why it feels like time passes by really
much
quickly.
faster.
Yeah, that means like, hey, 1 year's done already, then the next year comes up. But for a child, everything is,
slower.
Everything's slow.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
You proceed year by year. All right? And a lot of times, right, it has nothing to do with how you perceive time, but actually what is how we perceive experiences around us. Experiences around us. Now, I will slowly tie that in with travel in a short period of time. Right? I'm slowly trying to weave my way there. So if you think, what does growing up have to do with traveling? Okay, slowly, I'll weave my way through. So what happens is every time when we are exposed to a new experience, whether it's a visual experience, auditory experience, or even being in a brand new place, our brain actually works much quicker. Right? To try and absorb and retain as much information because again we're in a new environment.
You have to adapt.
Yeah,
you have to learn and adapt fast.
Yeah, we have to learn and we have to adapt fast. That's why as kids, many a times we tend to store memories of our first time doing something. First time we fell down, first time we experienced certain things, first time we tried certain food. Right? Or first time you got caned by your parents, something like that. Right? But as we get older, a lot of our experiences are a little bit dull because we do the same thing every day. It's repetition. Yeah. It's habitual repetition. We wake up at the same time every day. We eat the same meals every day.
It's like driving to work. After a while, you don't even realize.
Yes.
You're at work already.
Yes.
Automation.
You are totally correct.
Autopilot.
Yes, you're right. So, example, driving to work, because you drive the same route on a daily basis, sometimes you actually, you will realize, part of your mind actually blanks out at certain spots. You'll be like, hey,
you zone out.
I'm already here.
Yeah. I mean, you're alert on the road, but you just zone out.
Yes.
You don't recall what was, what you saw just now.
Yeah. And do you know why you actually zone out? Right. The main reason why we zone out is this. Our brains, are actually a very effective organ. Right. It's a huge computer.
All right.
And it uses a lot of power.
All right.
Example, our brain only, I think it only is roughly 2 or 3% of your entire body weight.
Okay.
But it consumes 25% of your basal metabolic rate.
Wow, that's
Imagine
a lot of energy.
That. Your brain, which is only 2 or 3% of your entire body,
needs more energy.
Needs the most energy throughout. I mean, if you compare with any single organ, it requires the most energy.
Apart from the heart.
Yeah. I mean, it actually consumes more than the heart. It actually consumes more than the heart. So, a lot of times, when you're in repetition mode, your brain wants to conserve energy. It doesn't want to consume so much. So what it does is, then it actually slows down some of the cognitive functions. One is memory. All right. So that's why as you grow older, you don't memorize as much.
All right.
Now, I'm going to the travel part now.
Okay. Yes,
now, the reason why travel is important is because now that we are in a highly urbanized society, everything is automated for us. Our brains don't really work as...
You are not stimulated.
It's not stimulated.
You're not stimulated.
Correct. It's not as stimulated as it was before. Then what happens is, a lot of times we fall into very bad habits. Alright?
Okay.
Example, the reason why a lot of people don't go work out, don't go exercise, or don't eat healthily is because they're just habitually
Happy.
They're habitually happy, and they're habitually just used to eating those food.
Okay.
Right? So they don't seek out food that will make them healthy. They just seek out food that is just
Convenient.
convenient for them everywhere.
Yeah.
Hence is why that we are dealing with pandemic of overweight. People don't exercise as much these days. So the reason why travel is important is because travel takes you out of your comfort zone
Okay.
and places you at a completely new place.
So you see everything different.
Everything's
okay. Yeah, mind. You go on
No, no,
first.
no.
I've got a question later.
Yeah. So everything's new to you.
All right.
The sights, the sounds, even the food is new to you. So you're actually challenging your intestinal tract.
Okay.
Now, of course, it's not to say that you have to challenge your intestinal tract all the time.
Okay.
But you need to expose your intestinal tract to different sort of spices, different sort of
Bacteria, I suppose.
from that
Yeah,
particular area,
That's
so that
true.
you can over time build up immunity.
Yep.
Because if you're used to eating certain kind of food, right, or at a certain area, what happens is then your body adapts to that bacteria. The moment you're exposed to something else, that's when you get all the stuff like constipation and diarrhea and stuff like that. So from time to time, you need to expose yourself. So
Okay.
that is where the health benefit comes in.
Okay.
Benefits the mind, benefits the body as well.
The gut. Right.
Yeah, the gut as well. And also at a lot of places nowadays, if you go travel there, a lot of times you might need to walk a little bit more than expected.
Okay.
Because again, at home you have access to cars,
Yep.
transportations, but maybe at your holiday destination,
You want to see more.
yeah, you want to see
Yeah,
more.
yeah, walking
so you tend
gets
to
you more.
walk more. All right. So hence that's why traveling is actually much better for your health. And you were saying you had something to challenge me.
No, challenge. So I was about to ask. So you say when we travel to a place and we absorb everything that's new, what happens if someone habitually visits the same location? Is that well, not habitually, as in like maybe you every year has a pilgrimage. Let's say for some people they like to go to Japan. So every year they go to Japan. Would that have the same amount of stimulation, or will it end up being semi-habitual?
All right, so it's very good that you actually asked this question. So researchers actually have actually done something similar.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So, but again, not on humans,
Okay.
but on mice.
Ah.
So they built a maze.
All right.
An entire maze.
Okay.
And they put the chocolate at the end of the maze.
Okay.
And they let the mouse run for the first time.
Okay.
So what the mouse will do is, as it creeps through all the walls of the maze, right, you smell everything. You smell everything. Go to every nook and cranny. Right. And that is where when they measure the brain function,
All right.
it's firing at its maximum.
Okay.
Because it's trying to find a way towards the reward.
Okay.
And once it gets to the reward, again, the reward is so great because it has really worked so hard to actually get there. That's when the dopamine function actually fires very, very high.
Okay.
Now, what they did was they put the same mice
In the same
back
maze?
in the same box
Right.
with the same chocolate at the end.
Okay.
Guess what? When the mice reached at the end of the maze, dopamine function much lesser. All right. Wasn't the mice was not as
Happy, but not as happy.
Yeah, happy
Happy,
but not
as excited.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't as excited.
Yeah.
Even the happiness level slightly lower. Right. So it means that if you travel to the same place again,
Okay.
you're not really exposing yourself to different stimulus, external stimulus. The stimulus is roughly the same because you've already seen it before. So what you should do is you should not travel to the same place again.
Okay.
You should travel to somewhere else and travel to somewhere whereby it makes you so uncomfortable. A place whereby they speak a different language. All right. Actually, that is where it actually puts you outside your comfort zone because they don't speak the same language. It requires you to think out of the box and to think on how to translate certain words,
Okay.
whether it's through physical gestures or through verbal gestures.
All right.
Right. So do travel to places whereby it will push your limits. All right. Or do things that you regularly do not do.
Out of your norm.
Out of your norm. Example, if you're a city person, you don't really like nature, go to a place that has lots of nature.
Okay.
All right. But if you're from a place with lots of nature, then you go to a place whereby it's highly urbanized. Right. Do the complete opposite.
Would that cause stress?
Yes, it will cause stress,
Oh.
but it will cause a good kind of stress.
Okay.
Because our lives need stress. If we're living in a mundane world without any stress, then actually the lack of stress, right, causes us to be unhappy.
Okay.
So you need to have certain amount of stress, whereby it allows you to challenge yourself, and once you get over the challenge, you actually get very pleased with yourself. Example, you're in a foreign country, you are looking for the toilet and you do not know what is toilet in their language, and you ask and you do hand signs and all, and eventually when someone points you to the toilet and once you find the toilet, I tell you, you'll be so relieved.
Bro,
best toilet ever.
bro, we got Google Translate nowadays.
Yeah, but nowadays you have all this Google stuff. It makes life a lot easier, right? It makes life a
Google
lot easier.
Translate full of seas in his own language nowadays. man.
Yeah, you're right. And example, travel to a place whereby the cuisine is very different from your regular cuisine. Because what happens is now your taste buds
Have to be challenged.
Have to be challenged.
Yeah. Whether you like it or not.
Yes, whether you like it or not.
like it.
You're tasting stuff whereby you're not regularly tasting. So your mind now is absorbing a lot of new experiences. Right? If you're not used to something spicy, you take something spicy, then your mind is trying to process additional information. Now, what happens is after all the travel that you've done, it doesn't have to be long. It can be a one-day thing. So it doesn't have to be a one-month travel. Yeah, it can be a one-day travel. When you come back, you tend to remember that particular travel experience.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Then after that, in a couple of weeks, in a couple of months' time, you travel another place again. Again, it doesn't have to be really far away from where you're living.
Surprisingly, right? I think bad experience gives you more memory than good experience.
Yes, it does. Actually, it's not about whether
It's not about
a
what good or bad. Yeah. It's just that not in your norm.
Yes, it challenged you.
Yeah.
Right, it challenged
Yeah.
you. And a lot of times, the most memorable travel experience that you had is usually the bad ones. I would say the bad ones. I would say the ones whereby there were things did not go according to plan.
Correct.
And then put you out of the comfort zone.
Correct.
And then those end up becoming very memorable experience throughout your entire life.
It does. It does.
Hence why you should travel if you want to be healthy, right? Not only is it healthy for your body, it's healthy for your mind as well.
I'm going to take a bit of a pinch of salt as long as you don't get overstressed when you're traveling.
Yes.
Because some people get very hard up, they miss that schedule and they get very worked up. Then, they freak out, they start stressing out their travel partners if they have, they start, shouting at one another, they lay blame. I think that might not be very healthy.
Yeah. So, but of course, if you are going to travel, make sure you do a few reading first lah. Places that you're traveling, what are the safety precautions that you have to take? What are the scams or security risks? If you are in trouble, who do you call? Is there an emergency contact you can call? As long as you have those kept with you or stored in the back of your mind.
Yep.
Yeah, I think generally travel is actually quite memorable.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not it's a pleasant or unpleasant experience really depends on you, but it would be memorable. You would definitely remember it.
I think my most recent travel or my most recent few travel, one thing that taught me, no matter which country you're going to, always search ahead, look for the Malaysian consulate number and save it.
Yeah, especially if you're traveling overseas, look for your consulate number.
Save it first.
Save it first.
Yeah. Don't go there, then when you start looking for it. Actually, make it a habit to get the number, address, and just save it first. Because when something undesirable happens, you're already covered. There is a friend or a familiar person that you can connect with.
Correct. You are totally true.
Yeah. All right. So this is pretty much the global summertime.
Yes.
Yes. You just came back from.
I came back from Turkey
and Switzerland.
Whereby I got a 10 in Switzerland.
He got a 10 in Switzerland. Up in the mountains, he got a 10.
Yeah, I got 10 from on the Alps.
That will be a story for a different day. Travel safe. Hope you guys found this session interesting. How travel is good,
beneficial
for your health. All right. Drop us a line if you've done any recent travel that you have good, bad experience that you want to share. And how did it benefit your health, if there was any benefit at all? Till then, like, share our content. We're the Two Dogs on YouTube.
On YouTube, Spotify. Dr. T app as well.
Dr. T app too.
Yeah.
All right. Till then, next week we'll be back again. Signing off.
Bye-bye.
Bye.